Hi everyone, today I would like to talk about the next step after you have live drawing with the model. For the advanced A classes, meaning that if you are 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade, or if you are in the advanced class like no more than a year. So for you to do this assignment, that I would like you to start to do gouache. Okay, so you will have a gouache, and then it has all different colors in there. So your goal is to decide whether you want the model to be colors or you want negative space, meaning the background to be colors. Now, you have to choose whether to go along with the background colors or you have to come out with the complementary color or analogous color. Complementary color, meaning that if I have orange and yellow, then if you want the figure to standing up, you might want to use purple, because purple is the opposite colors of the orange, the yellow, or you can use blue. So you will have either using the blue or purple if you want your person to standing up. And I will do a demonstration to show you. Now, if you want to do analogous color, meaning the color next to the color wheel, so you will use like yellow or red, or just kind of like being closer to it to bring that colors out. So you are using the vine charcoal. For you to switch to charcoal pencil, you can do the charcoal pencil after you did the painting. Okay, so I am going to start to show you how to finish these pieces here. So I decided to carry that orange to the background of this model here. So I will have an orange. The brushes that you want to use, it had to be a synthetic flat tip. And the reason for that, if you use a watercolor brushes, it's going to be too soft for you to mix with this gouache here. So I'm going to start it with, here's my water. You only use a little bit of water, not too much. If you use too much, then become watercolors again. I mean, if that's what you want to do, I'll show you a couple ways to do it. So I'm going to use my orange, and I just use a little bit. As you can see here, the orange is really bright, and I don't want my background to be my focus point, because the attention gonna go to here if I put the bright orange there, that you can kind of see that. So I'm going to tone it down a little bit, and with gouache is opaque watercolor. So if you don't like the colors, then you can switch it too. Don't feel like you have to get it right at first, okay? So that orange is a little bit duller now. So you can see how this orange here now is echo with the orange I did right here. Say you wanted to make this part lighter, instead of just all the orange there, you can use whites. Okay, that's option one. You can use white to make it lighter. So you can kind of see it's more opaque, right? Actually, the option two is you add a little bit of water, and then again, I don't want you to become like a watercolors pieces, but if you want to dilute it to make it more transparency, you can do that as well. and then you can go back in later to make this thicker if you want to. Okay, now this size, I want it to be the positive, meaning the body part that I want it to be painted at. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the skin colors, and I'll mix a little bit with yellow ochre. And I'm gonna paint it on top here. So you can kind of see that separate out. If you feel like you wanted to separate out more, you can add lighter as well. Okay, so you decided to do the painting on the positive side or the negative side, the negative space. So the positive is the model, the negative space is the background around it. I hope this project will be somehow fun for you, because it is not have exactly what you need to be done. It's more about understanding the positive and negative space, and painting the negative space will make the positive space standing out. And you have to be the one judging if it's too much or is it not enough. And we will also walk around and help you to make that decision as well. But I feel to be able to understand how to work with your picture or your painting, you do need to make a lot of different decisions. Sometimes decision is better than the other, and sometimes decision just an experience for you. Okay, so don't hesitate to feel like your decision may not be the best. This is just experience and practicing and to try to see it work or not. And a good thing about it is this is opaque, so if you did it not as happy as you wanted to, you can always add it on. Okay, and then after that, you can go back in. If some line you want to emphasize a little bit darker, then you can do that. Okay, I hope that this is helpful. I have another example that I did here. This one, I used the purple, just kind of do the background to kind of help the model, like the person that's standing out. So you had to kind of try that out and make that decision. Okay. The other thing I wanted to talk about is that vine charcoal. So don't worry about the vine charcoal. Once you painted it, if it disappears, we just go back in and use the charcoal pencil to draw on top of it. Okay, I hope this helped. And then if you have more questions, you can ask Miss Mary, Miss Isabel, me, or Mr. Hawk. Okay, so this is gonna be for advanced B classes. So if you are high school, or if you're already attending advanced class more than 1 year, then you can try this assignment. So this assignment is also including positive and negative space, deciding which space that you want to paint it, positive to be as the model, and negative space will be around it, so which will be the background. I'm adding the shadow shape. So on this one right here, I do want you to look at the shadow shape of this arms. So here is the light, and then there is a form shadow. So it's light and then dark. So what I want you to do is start to deciding if your shadow want to be a cooler tone or you want to be the warmer tone. So for this case here, I'm using the orange and I mix with the blue. So that is become a little bit cooler tone right there, because you can see that. I'm going to add in the two value statement, meaning the shadow shape, a little bit more bluer. If it's not blue enough, you can continue to add it in more. And then this part right here as well. Now the lighter part, what I want you to think about is to add it in white instead of water. If you feel like you want to do more transparency, you can also do that at first, but come back in and make this lighter. So you have light and then dark. So those are for the requirement for advanced B students. And I want to show you a couple examples as well. So here is an example of the students that did the positive and negative space and using the same colors. Okay. So Renata did a second layers after she finished her drawing. So here you can see she's using green, meaning the background color, with the orange, and she also added a little bit more blue right here. Okay, so the hair, she's using a darker green to have the figure standing out. And then on the neck right here, instead of painting the neck light, she's making the background darker to show the neck. So for advanced B students, I would like you to think about the shadow shape, but also where to put the negative space darker to show the positive space, or to put the positive space darker, meaning the hair darker, to make the person standing out. Okay, so that is what I would like the advanced B student to do. Two things. One is decide the positive space to be darker or the negative space be darker, meaning that the positive space is the person. Do you want the person to be darker or the background to be darker? And then the second thing is to add in the shadow shape, at least a two value statement that I would like you to practice doing it. Okay, I hope this helped. Thank you.